Besides cruising for boozing, this team has been cruising through the regular season, led by a lethal 1-2 punch from Kamara and McCaffrey. However, should the league be afraid moving forward? No. While I do see this group remaining dominant throughout the season, this owner prides himself on regular season success, which almost always leads to a first-round loss in the playoffs. I expect the same here. If you didn't watch the games and you just listened to the statements released from this team's front office, you would think this team is complete horseshit. But in reality, it's actually pretty good. Veterans Drew Brees and Zeke lead the way, and now with Joe Mixon set to return soon, and the cash cow $26 George Kittle still in the starting lineup, the squad has a lot of firepower. While cruising for a boozin' has a great running back tandem, this team might soon give them a run for their money. Welcome back Mark Ingram, Fantasy's number 4 running back from last year. And if Ingram assumes his role from last year, the duo of him and Todd Gurley will be lethal. But this team will only go as far as Andy Dalton will take them, as both Bengal receivers are slotted into the starting lineup. And while that has paid off so far, it might be only a matter of time before the Red Rocket shrinks right back into the beige water pistol. Over the years, running back has consistently been considered the most valuable position in fantasy due to the lack of feature running backs. But this organization spent the entire offseason devising a plan to surprise the rest of the league. They decided they would take advantage of the points per reception rule and stockpile reception whores at the receiver position. The issue so far has been touchdowns. And for Julio, it's becoming a career trend to not make it into the end zone. But it seems that Keenan Allen has been spending a little too much time with Julio at the Lance Armstrong practice facilities, as I have only scored one less touchdown than Keenan and Julio combined on the season. It'll be interesting to see if the amount of receptions these receivers typically get can overcome the touchdown slumps. Through 1 week, this group looked destined for a losing record. But after a players-only meeting was held the night before the second game, this team has ripped off 3 straight wins and now tops the East Division. Finally, this past week, first-round pick David Johnson decided to show up, complementing an already sound receiving core. Now, the trouble could come in the running back 2 slot. With Devontae Freeman possibly returning, hindering Tevin Coleman's value, and Shady McCoy coming back from fractured ribs, the production in this spot could be capped. Being America's fantasy team, every little thing is scrutinized and every loss is overblown by the media. But over the past couple of weeks, this owner has just sat back, stayed relaxed, and made slight adjustments to set this team up nicely for the long run. With Doug Baldwin coming back from injury, Aaron Jones back from suspension, and now the Jaguars starting running back for the foreseeable future welcome back into the starting lineup, this team looks well positioned to go on a hot streak. Fantasy football is usually about flash, but this team is all about business. When you scroll through this lineup, there isn't anyone besides Antonio Brown that will give you even close to a quarter chub. But what this owner likes about all these players is that they consistently produce. The name Tony Toe Tap fits his organization as his team quietly moves through the regular season, not making any acquisitions, roster changes, or statements to the media to note. But the team just keeps producing. Just 2 weeks ago, this team was all the rave, welcoming innocent opponents to the field just to brutally murder them. But recently, this group has come back down to earth. Injuries and inconsistencies have been to blame. But the recent trade only worsened that problem. Captain DeAndre Hopkins was abruptly shipped out of town for newcomer Leonard Fournette. If Fournette can return soon, he would slide in nicely next to Dalvin Cook. But the problem is that return to the field could be several weeks away. Through 4 weeks, the squad has left me with more questions than answers. We still can't say if Andrew Luck is officially back, so what do we make of T.Y. Hilton? And is having the number one wide receiver for the Bears actually valuable? Can John Brown continue to perform when no one else in the Ravens has been good in fantasy? Add in the fact that this team just lost its second tight end to injury, and you can see why it's hard to figure out what to think of this team. A massive update hit the public this week when it was reported that Le'Veon Bell could return as soon as Week 7. If that's true, everything changes, as this team would welcome back arguably the best player in all of fantasy. However, until that occurs, this team will get comfortable near the bottom of the rankings. On paper, this team is nothing to sneeze at. But what the statistics and analytics don't show are the mental lapses that this owner consistently displays. Still blacked out from the night before that was filled with creeping on freshman girls and grinding on gay strippers by the name of Nico, this owner woke up during the Sunday night game 8 hours after lineups were supposed to be set. When the face of an organization acts in such an egregious manner, it's hard to expect success lower down the organization. A change-up at the top of the totem pole may be necessary if this group hopes to have any late-season success.